What are some of the things that you experience where you're just like, she's like, I have a list.
You see me look directly at the
You're
camera?
like, I have a list. Well, I only bring that because as Black women, like, I'm sure there are some women, you may be in a position where they're just like, I don't even know if that was, I've even dealt with some stuff. I'm like, was that I don't, you question because you know your worth, you know how good you are. So what are some of the things that you experience where you're just like, enough is enough and it's really time to better myself?
I think one would be talking about my facial expressions. Why do I look a certain way during a meeting? I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
So it's either I look too serious or I look too bored. Two, I don't think I was ever able to fully toot my own horn or pat myself on the back. I was very good at what I did, but I couldn't say that because then that would make other people uncomfortable. And then three, it was hard being the only Black pharmacist in my position amongst, everybody else. And then there were other Black people that worked at the organization. So it was how do I fit into the role within my department, but then also seem relatable to the other Black people in the organization? Because you still want to have that camaraderie. Right. And so I just got tired of like not being able to be myself. And I was like, see ya, gotta go. So I just got tired of being called in by HR or having to, yes, that last year, I was just like, if they pull one more thing on me, I'm done. And they did.
Oh, so they were not trying to get you. They were trying to get you for everything.
They were trying to get me for everything. And it got to be where at the end, I felt like they were just making stuff up.
Or it sounds like they were trying to find a way to push you out.
Yeah, they were trying to find a way to push me out. And one thing that I'm always going to be cognizant of is I want to leave on my own terms. I wanted to control my own narrative. And so that's where my faith had to come in. I was like, I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm not coming back here. So I think they were surprised when I left because I think that they thought that they could just keep doing what they were doing. And I was like, no. And then the funny thing about that was when I left, I didn't know where I was going. And so I didn't broadcast that. I just was just like, I'm leaving and I'm not coming back. And so even after I left, they still, for like, I want to say 6 or 7 months, they still tried to figure out what I was doing.
And what did them trying to figure out what you're doing look like?
Go on LinkedIn. And so you can see.
LinkedIn snitches on everybody.
LinkedIn is sneaky.
LinkedIn will snitch because it'll be like, so-and-so viewed your profile. I'm like, it tells on everybody's business. Yep. It really does. Like if you're trying to stalk somebody, you can't do it on LinkedIn.
I purposely went dark. I would say I left in January. I think I purposely went dark on LinkedIn for maybe like 3 or 4 months because I knew I needed my own privacy. And I still kept my page active, but whenever I would log on, I would see so-and-so from your previous organization has viewed your profile. Or I would get like just like texts like, hey, do you want to meet up for? Nope, no. I don't.
Because they're trying to get intel.
Yep, I do not. And so when I reemerged back on LinkedIn and sort of shared, now I'm enrolled in health coaching and I've started my own business. I think that kind of, shut it down. But I honestly believe that one, they were trying to figure out like where I went, and two, would I change my mind and come back? No. The answer to that is no. Because at that point, it was almost like being in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
So and that's what people fail to realize. Work is a relationship. You don't have to stay there just because you get a paycheck. Like I would not advise any of my friends that are dating someone that's like being emotionally abused by them to stay in that. Same thing. If you feel like your mental health is taking a toll on you in your corporate environment, you have every right to formulate a plan and create the exit strategy and leave. And that's what I did. So I started off by using my FMLA. And we can talk about that too.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
While we still have FMLA. So what people fail to realize is everybody gets FMLA, 12 weeks of FMLA every year.
And explain to people what that is.
So it's Family Medical Leave Act. So a lot of times people use it for parental leave. So if you have a kid, you use it for, maternal or paternal leave. But as a normal person, you can use it if you're going to have surgery, you got a sick mom, dad, you need to take some time off. I used it for mental health. So you have to have documentation from your doctor. And thank God that I was able to find a Black woman doctor that totally understood what I was going through. And she was like, where's the form? What do you need me to sign?
I will sign.
Yeah, she was like, what do you need to sign?
Right.
So you get 12 weeks a year. I took off 6 in 2023.
Okay.
So it was February. I took it off mid-February and came back in April just so I could just reset and just sort of see what I needed to do. The thing about FMLA is that it's not paid, so you have to have your finances in order. But the way that mine was able to work was I was able to use my sick time towards my FMLA, so I still got paid. Nice. So I was able to play the game and take time off and really decide what I wanted to do. So within 3 days of me being off, I knew that I didn't want to go back. I was like,
didn't take long.
No, it did not. Yes. And so I was like, okay, I don't have the financial stability right now to just up and leave, but let me start saving some funds, looking at money differently, put some things away. So if I were to leave and be without an income, can I still pay my rent?
Right.
Can I still, pay my tithe, like all that stuff, and go on about my merry way? And that's what I did. So when I went back to work in April, I started being more strategic about what I did with my paycheck. I started moving files off work computers, off onto my personal drive, all these
get
things.
Your personnel files and all that stuff that you
all
need.
These, all these things, slowly cleaning out my office. It was very strategic. So that way, when it came time for me to actually leave, I have like a little grocery basket that I cleaned.
And that was it.
That was it. And I walked out, and they, they were all shocked and surprised. Yeah.
They're like, why was she able to leave so quickly?
Because you have to have a plan. So I would say definitely, really assess what you want, and then use the resources that are at your disposal and be strategic with it. You got to be smart with it. So again, if I knew that I was going to be without a paycheck for a while, maybe you stop getting your nails done. Maybe you start washing your hair at home. Maybe you cook more at home and, stop door dashing everything. So those are the small changes that you make over time that can help you find your peace and your stability later on.
Well, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I do. I didn't know it was so bad.
Oh, yeah. And no one knows. And I think, the more I tell that story, people always say that. They're like, I didn't know that that's what you were going through. But I think that's where, one, I'm a private person. Two, as Black women, we know we like to just keep everything here. And you're just supposed to just, soldier through it and toughen through it. But I think I just started gaining weight. I think my hair started to change. I was angry all the time. And so several people in my life, including my therapist, were like, you got to go. Like, this is not healthy.
Now, it's bad when your therapist tells you
she said
it's time to go. Because normally they're like, they want you to figure out want you to figure out the decision on your own. But if your therapist says it's time to go, it's time to go.
She was like, we've been talking about this for 2 years.
Ooh.
It's time. You need to make a decision, and you're never going to get where you want to be in life if you stay in this position. Wow. And that's what I was like, well, dang. Okay.
Not her reading. She's like, she read me for Phil. But she's right.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes you need to hear the truth. Yeah. And so I think when she said that, I was like, okay, Lord, give me a sign. And he gave me a sign. It was like one more call into HR. And I was like, all right, that's enough. That's enough. It's time to go.